ICE coming. Here he come. They're coming up to your doorstep. They got all that manpower. I know they got a warrant. Yeah. Watch what the neighborhood does. This is Detroit. And this guy's already been deported twice. This is his third time being deported. Watch what the neighborhood do. Look, they got him. That dude's short. Dude fitting all kinds of stuff. Taking him to the car. I think he's in his truck. Yeah. Protesters are trying to keep him from leaving. That is nuts. Yeah.
Oh, let me get out the room.
Get out the way, Dad.
You got it? You did it?
No, I'm getting it, Dad.
That's one of the guys who was in the truck. Okay, that's ICE taking off. Here's one of the guys who was in the pickup truck. Took off running. Yeah, got a new show for y'all. Got a damn good show. Before we get to today's video, don't forget about our giveaway. Cummins Turbo Diesel and $10,000 in cash. But if you enter right now, you're also entering to win our new giveaway, which is a King Ranch F-250 in camper. That's over $250,000 in white privilege at officialhorsetwins.com. Anything you buy on the site gets you automatically entered to win. All right, so they covered this on the news. And they break down.
Federal investigation intercepted and a federal vehicle allegedly damaged by demonstrators protesting an ICE raid in Detroit.
Yes, the chaotic scene unfolding Monday near Livernois and Joy. Now police are launching an investigation. Fox News' Ingrid Kelly with the latest.
People all across the country have been responding to the kidnappings because that's what they are.
They kidnapping people. This is a Detroit resident. How can it be kidnapping if you taking the person and sending them back home? I never heard of that kind of kidnapping. But this Detroit, this is why that place is a shithole. Because of people like this. Yeah. This is why white flight was made known in this city, because people like this moved in with that weird logic, that low capacity, bringing all this crime, and he calling that kidnapping. Yeah, it's funny how they make white people to be out, these bad people already moved out because a bunch of black people moved in. Oh, man. They moved out because a bunch of Neanderthals moved in.
Of individuals by ICE.
This scene taking place Monday near Joy and Livernois, where ICE officials say they were there to arrest an illegal alien from Honduras who had been removed from the U.S. twice. In fact, officials say the man fled ICE officers earlier that morning.
Their neighborhood being surrounded by officers with assault rifles.
Man, you gotta have assault rifles going into Detroit. Yeah. Chief, think about that's one of the murder capitals of the world. I know, yeah. Chief, that dude's been deported twice. He ran from ICE early that morning. That dude is crazy. He'd rather live in fear of being deported than to go back to his homeland and live free. I mean, is Honduras that bad? Can't be. It can't be.
As tensions ran high, activists from Detroit People's Assembly described what went down.
So that was an organization out there. So they track down whenever ICE is out doing their job, and they make life hard for them. Yeah, that's racketeering. That's an illegal organization running an illegal business. That's the textbook case of racketeering.
When federal agents got tired of waiting and kind of just busted down the door, dragged out one of the family members.
Once outside, activists say the person was put into an unmarked vehicle, which then tried to drive away.
Escape with the detainee through.
ICE is trying to escape. This is the founder of that organization that's out there making things stuff right. They make it out like the vehicle's unmarked. These are a bunch of strangers kidnapping Honduran people, and you'll never see them again.
A large grass field.
That's when an independent demonstrator decided to move in.
Hopped in his truck to try to cut off the ICE agents' trucks. He cut off the truck, but there was no actual impact.
Detroit police.
That's still like That's like you preventing somebody from leaving. That's like textbook definition of kidnapping. When you don't have to take them anywhere. You just keep them from moving. That's like that's almost false imprisonment. False imprisonment. That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Police were already at the scene because the federal agency requested they be there to keep the peace. Detroit police have now launched an investigation after this demonstrator allegedly interfered with the federal investigation.
As an organization, we don't endorse hopping in your cars to go try to cut off federal vehicles as they drive away. But at the same time, this is an expression of folks who are incredibly frustrated.
Detroit.
What? That's what you call that's what you call circular reasoning. So you don't condone people doing what they did with that truck that day. Right. But that's when the but comes in. Yeah. So you do endorse that. I think the English language, you need to remove that word but. We'll be so much better off as a society if you just remove that one word, but. A contradiction is coming. Yeah, that word allows people to be stupid. If you remove that word, there's no buts. Yeah. They're like, I don't know what the word to use, but I can't say it. I want to say it. Right.
Detroit police took this demonstrator into custody, and another person was also arrested for malicious destruction of property of a separate federal vehicle. And that's not all. Detroit police then used pepper spray after protesters entered the street and approached a scout car.
We're not endorsing any, radical action as an organization, but at the same time, if people decide to take that on their own, we're not here to condemn them either.
Circular reasoning. That dude thinks in circles. How can you? That dude should be arrested. Yeah, that's his organization. Yeah, it's racketeering. It's a legal organization doing illegal activities. That's a textbook case of that. Y'all got Diddy in court over the same charges. Why y'all allowing these people to run an illegal organization in the United States of America against federal law enforcement?
ICE officials released a statement to Fox 2 which reads in part, "It is a crime to obstruct or otherwise interfere with an ICE arrest, and anyone involved may be subject to prosecution under federal law." And as this investigation by Detroit police continues, these activists say their work will continue also.
Those people, that's work, that's crimes. They're not activists, they're criminals. Uh-oh. The leader's going to say something else.
Continue also.
We as an organization, we as a community will continue to resist the fascist agenda of the Trump administration.
The fascist agenda of the Trump administration. A lot of these people don't even know what that word means, obviously. Removing people that doesn't belong here, that's not legal residents, that's not fascism. That's law and order. But I'm not surprised. You think in circles and use the word but way too often that a logical person will actually use. Everything he says is a contradiction. Yeah, what's the name of his organization? This doesn't make any sense. I don't know how this guy's like, the dumbasses against ICE, that should be the name of his organization. Yeah, I don't know why he's able to give an interview, incriminate himself, and he's still not arrested. Yeah. Now, if you were there doing journalistic activities like filming the arrests and things like that, that's one thing, but you're actually interfering with federal investigations. That's, he runs an illegal business. That's nuts. I don't get it why he's free. Huh? Well, Democrats championed it for decades. Oh, you think it's because it's a Detroit, the inner city? Yeah, Democrats. By a bunch of Democrats. That's Democrats. Why it's free. Yeah, Democrats are actually Democrats. You said Democrats. That's what I meant to say. Democrats. They're actually they're actually running an insurrection across the United States. They're trying to overtake ICE, federal immigration laws. Yeah, that's an actual insurrection. So why don't ICE and the federal government do something about him? Maybe they will. Maybe they're gonna save them for last. No, that's low hanging fruit right there. I know. You make an example out of him. I know. Mm-hmm. He's actually tracking them when they're going to arrest somebody. Yeah. Interfering. Textbook case. Racketeering and interfering.